Okay.
Liberia Shall
We,
Rise. This is Dr. Positive and my own brother here from the cool city of Colorado.
hmm. Yeah, I don't know if it's still cool.
I mean,
This.
whether you got summer or not, it's still cool. Just the fact that the sea for cool, man.
Hello, my Liberian people. It's been a minute since I was on your show, since I was on the broadcast. We say welcome again to Liberia Shall Rise. I'm super excited to be here. Anytime I get to share the platform with the CEO, I'm happy. So that's a blessing.
All right,
So,
all
so
right.
but before we go into the show, though, I just want to talk about your stardom. I think every time I open Facebook, there's something you're doing on Facebook. Whether you're singing, you're trying to unite Africa, you have turned into this big pan-Africanism and pan-Africanist, and you are just trying to unite Africa. All your music is trying to draw people attention to unite, to bring us together. Be careful, because the last time there were people out there trying to bring Africa together,
Mm.
something happened to them. They worked against them and they knocked them out.
Well, Sherry,
But now
something got to carry somebody. So maybe I look my own way out. So,
that shall not be your portion, my brother. In the name of Jesus, that will not happen.
man, but we are, the way the pastor then can say it today Sunday, so I think I can say that.
Yes, sir.
Um, we all get a message from the divine being or somewhere, right? We all get that message, we get that call, and something come to you and say, I want you to share this message. And to be honest, even though today's show is not about the music, I have reached out to so many people who are already in the music business. And I say, hey guys, I need your help. I'm not a musician. I don't want to be one. I get my area, I want to stay in there. But all of them, they didn't see the vision. So nobody decided to do the work for me. So I did my late karaoke. Somebody told me, man, you sound good. So I said, all right, then I can go to the studio. So
No, I mean it came out. It came out very good. Look, seriously, I listened to the thing and I said, "What? My boy's dropping his beat." I know you did something on the side. You MC. You're doing all the little things in the community. But going to the studio, no, they think came out very good. Maybe because I'm not a musician, but I think the professional music, it came out really, really good. And
yeah,
so everything I've seen so far, I would definitely say it trending. It trending. So
yeah,
I want to give this special appeal to our listeners out there, right? While we're killing time for people to join the show, I want to send this out there. Those who have not listened to Dr. Positive, whether he is doing the cover of Africa Unite, check it out. Look on Facebook. Give them your tag name. Let them look on Facebook and find something
so
because
this song is called Africa Unite Cover. You can find it on any streaming platform. Just look for Africa Unite and you put the keyword cover. If you just Africa Unite Dr. Positive, and you should find it because it's my one and only song out there yet. So if you just put Dr. Positive on any streaming platform, you should be able to find the song. But it's more about African unity. We are the richest continent in the world. So I'm managing our leaders to take advantage of our wealth to benefit our people. So that's why I think it will be a good way to segment into this topic today. We're talking about remittances, right?
yep,
The reason we are sending money to Africa is because our people are suffering. Our people need help. And our government, the government of Liberia, is planning to take $1 from each transaction, not just one transaction, not two transactions every year. It's $1 from every transaction you send to Liberia. So if you send money to 10 people, at $10 coming from your money. If you send money to 20 people, at $20 coming from your money. So we, the folks in the diaspora, will be taking on the burden of helping to develop the country, which we're already doing. But our government is now saying, and they said in collaboration with some organization in the diaspora, and I would like to go into that later on, but they said they had huge support from some key organizations in the U.S. So that's why they were able to come up with this bill. But I would like for us to go into detail, Sherry, because this is serious. And I don't think Liberians in the diaspora should take this for granted because it's going to hurt our pockets. It's going to help hurt our family members back home. And And so let's maybe.
Do me a favor. If I didn't show up today, you're going to say I'm running away from tax or concession topic or anything. So I decided to come today. Introduce the segment for me. Introduce the segment. Introduce, I mean, talk about it. Just give a little background because I've been digging into it. I want to come and I will come strong on the topic. So introduce the topic and let's go for it. Let's get into it.
So let me do it. And after that, promise me you play the song so we can share the show a little bit for folks who come.
Oh, you know what? I can play the song now and we'll come by. You introduce the topic. You just let me know what you want. You the driver today, my man. You in the driver's seat.
Cool.
So you in the driver's seat. You want me to play? I'll play a song.
All right. Thank you.
Let's play All Hail Liberia.
Oh, hail Liberia, hail this glorious land of liberty shall long be ours. The new name, great be her fame, and my
folks. Okay, folks, welcome back to the broadcast. And Dr. Positive, thank you for being here today, Chief. Introduce our segment for today. Let us get into it. Let's get the show on the roll. Right. This one here is dear to our heart. It's dear to our, they say where your money is or your treasure is, that's where your heart is, right? So this one is dear to our pocket. So introduce the show and let's go for it.
Okay. All right, family. Again, welcome to Liberia Shall Rise. This is Dr. Positive here with my brother, Mr. Sharif, all the way in the cool city. But today's topic is a remittance tax on the Liberians in the diaspora. Our government is planning to introduce. They have already introduced the bill, but it hasn't been passed yet. But they're looking to implement it next year on all Liberians. So when you send any money to Liberia, basically, they're going to charge you $1 for every transaction, every transfer that is sent to Liberia. And this, once it's implemented, the claim is for Liberians in the diaspora to help with development. So our question here is Liberians in the diaspora are paying almost $800 million every year to help develop our country, whether it's sending money for school fees, whether it's sending money for building our houses, buying land, feeding our families, and all those things. We're already doing that. So what is the government talking about when they say they want us to help with additional development? So we're going to be going into this topic. I don't want to go deep, but join us, share the show, invite your neighbors, invite your brothers, sisters. Let's sit down and have this discussion. Do you think it's fair for the Liberian government to put another tax on Liberians sending money in the diaspora when we already paying double fees. When you send the company sending the money collect a fee. The person receiving the money, whether you send it as mobile money, that person is also collecting 2% from every dollar you send. So what then? What then are they asking us to do? What then are they asking us? What other burden are they asking us to take on? So I would like to join the rest of the guys will also have this discussion. But please share the show and let's have this discussion. Again, thank you for watching. Mr. Sabulos here.
Yeah.
Yes, guys.
I mean, I was expecting you to be in bed, but I'm happy to see you. That's why I just couldn't wait for you to get set up. I just brought you straight on screen.
Yeah,
Happy to see you, brother.
we gotta send you outside the show today. You can go sleep. Yeah.
But you know, but gentlemen, you know, let's talk about this, right? You know, remittances since I went back to 2022 because 2022 there was a big shift in Liberian politics, in my opinion. Now, policia was different, but when I say there was a big shift, I'm talking about what we do as Liberians, Liberians in the diaspora specifically. Because 2022, Sapolisa, if I remember correctly, or Dr. Posset, if I remember correctly, that was when the government finally agreed to give this dual citizenship to Liberians in the diaspora. And when that was passed, you saw people like myself. 2023, I took my first trip after having been to the country for a long time. 2023, I took my first trip. I went, I bought my little dusty piece of place, brush it, and I started putting things on the ground. And since then, so I went back. That's where I actually began my search. Since 2023, 2022, up to 2026. When you look at remittances to Liberia, it has increased since that particular point. Because most Liberians, they always want to come home to develop their country. That will always be home. Most Liberians were just sitting on a little pocket change. That when you give us opportunity for us to come and develop it, we'll come. Because we were trying to buy this in our brothers and sisters' name, but they were just eating our eyeball. And so when we ourselves could come down and say, okay, we got some kind of citizenship that we can hold on to, we went. And when we went, we started putting our kitchen on the ground. So from that particular point in time, Dr. Posted, if you go look at 2022 all the way through 2026, remittances every year have just gone up. Because every week, just 2 days ago, maybe 3 days ago, my good friend Sapolicia here called me and said, Sharif, what app do you use to send data to Liberia? Send it to me. That's money he put in someone's pocket.
Yeah.
That money that somebody was going to take and go buy scratch card, data, recharge your phone, that's money he was putting in somebody's pocket. $5 that person had to buy a card, they can now save it and put it towards a cassava gravy and impact the economy one way or the other.
Yeah.
That's my introduction to the remittance thing because I started 2022 all the way to here to see how much we have sent to the country. Every year it has increased. Every year it has increased. And the latest number I saw as of January of this year, remittance went from $81.48 million to it went from 71 to I think 84 million. That was just the January of this year. But it has changed, of course, where we are now because we are in the middle of the year. So that amount just keep going up every year. It just keep going up. At some point in time, I think last year we have over close to, I want to say, if my number is correct, somebody fact check me, but I think it was close to the $100 some more million that Liberians remitted to Liberia. So that's just my introduction. I'll let Sapolicia come with his intro, and then we'll go from there.
All right. Can we wish you a speedy recovery, brother?
Yes, thank you, man. I didn't want to miss this. I know I'm not too well, but we have to look at our country as a place of investment. That is, we in the diaspora, I know Liberians in the diaspora have been doing it for years, but it seems to be unappreciated by those that are in government, especially those who are living at the expense of the Liberian people. It is sad that the very ones that have lived, most of them have lived their life just bleeding the cover of the country, expect those who are on the outside, working hard in foreign countries and taking their money and sending it to the country, they want to burden them more. And that's the shameful part of it. And the more I thought about this, I felt that they are the more unpatriotic citizens you can find in the country, especially those who have worked in government for the last 20, 30, 40 years and take the money from the country and build outside the country. That is one of the shameful things you can ever think about. And yet they expect us to do more. But when it comes to remittances, Liberians, you guys got to understand that we that are here on the outside, that are working for other corporations or in other countries and taking our money to take back to Liberia, we are doing more for the country than the people who we are electing and appointing in offices. If anything, they should be thinking of ways to give us some helping hand to make life easier for us so that we can contribute more to the country. It is a shame that somebody want to tax me more money to send money when I'm already paying here. In fact, if you guys in Liberia don't know, I want you to know that this current administration in the United States want to discourage us from sending money to Liberia.
Mm-hmm.
And what they're using as a discouragement is to add tax to the money that we send. Besides the fees we pay, because we pay fees every time we go. That's a normal routine. But the government is charging us tax just to stop us from sending money to Liberia because they don't want us to send money to another economy. They want us to keep improving this economy. And now you got your so-called light. I don't know where the light has gone. It's gone dim or it became LED light. Now you're trying to put some of those burden us with even paying them money under the disguise of development. If Mr. Dillon is really serious about development, let him give account of let him open his office up for audit. Let all of the lawmakers open their offices up for audit. Let us know, because they are all public officials, let us know how much they are getting and let us know where they are spending those money. If they do that and also account for every other money that they have used for concession agreement and all that stuff, and tell how that money have benefited the districts, the counties that those concession agreements have affected, then they can ask us. And I'm one of those people who have always said Liberians need to pay tax to Liberia. I'm one of those that support that. But in order for me to do that, I must see what the current money that is being used in Liberia, what impact is having on the men in Baila, the men in Zwedru, the men in other counties or other districts. What benefit is it going for them? I know for a fact that in my hometown, Baila, there is no clinic. Since the war, this is more than 20 years since the war. No clinic there. There is one junior high school that my father pushed up to be on junior high school that is dilapidated to the lowest. It was built, I think, in the 60s. There had not been renovation. So until you can show me what the taxpayer money are doing in the country, then you can come to me and ask me to pay tax or to pay other money to the country, and then I'll be willing to do. But gentlemen, look, let us have the discussion, and hopefully Liberians can understand that those that love the country are outside of the country than those that are serving their government.
Okay. All right. So yeah, Steve, go ahead. We're not hearing you, Steve. You're talking, but we're not hearing you, boss.
Yeah, I'm muted. So again, I said thank you so much, and I see the passion from you. For you to even come on while you are sick, that means this thing means a lot to you, you know. And like you were saying, you and many of us Liberians are out here that are supporting the country, and we support initiatives like this. But how can you send more money to a corrupt system that don't even want to hold themselves accountable for things that they are doing, right? So, for example, we collecting taxes from everything. We even thinking about increasing the tax that Liberian will pay to 13%, right? VAT tax already. Then you turn it around, you're going to say, all right, besides that 13%, we're going to now charge the people that are even helping to move the community, the country forward. We're even going to charge them more to send money to us. So I was just looking at examples here. If me here, I decide to send money to 10 people, that's $10 for every 10 people I send money to, right? They kind of decide they're putting over it that Liberians in the diaspora are going to be part of this. We're going to have the money in the Bank of Liberia, the Central Bank of Liberia, but we are going to make the decision. And the question, and I saw the article, and the article stated that EULA and few other organizations was in support of this. And what I want to tell the Liberian government or whoever had that discussion is EULA, even though it's the umbrella organization for all Liberian organizations, this didn't come to the general community discussion. I believe if they had brought that to the general community discussion, that thing wouldn't have gone anywhere it is right now because people who are
Yes,
really
I don't want to cut you up, but I don't want to cut you up, but let me make a correction. EULA, because I'm part of their chat room, EULA put up a letter stating that they were not involved and they were not informed about it. They didn't support it in any way, shape, or form. So EULA have put up a letter in it, and I have a copy of that letter that they were not in concession, no consent to any.
Okay, so the article itself is lying. Whoever wrote that article, they needed to make the correction.
But gentlemen, here's the thing, though. This is what I want to say, and I think this is where I always come with this curveball and all these different things in disagreement of sometimes the topic we're discussing. Look, I don't necessarily think this is a bad thing for Liberia, and this is where I'm going to come from. Look, this country we are in, we pay more taxes here than most developed countries around the world.
True.
We pay taxes here a lot. You know, in Texas, you don't pay state tax, but in Colorado, I pay my federal and I pay state tax and taxes everywhere.
Since you're doing us careful, I mean, put you on full screen so people can see your eyeball, your real eyeball.
No, but I mean, I think we can share the screen so that way people can know. But basically, I think we pay a lot of taxes here. We pay taxes in the US, and every election cycle, it just seems as though there's some sort of tax, whether they're taxing the wealthy, whether they're taxing people who make 300,000 or more, whether they're doing cigarette tax, or whether they're taxing alcohol. There's taxes upon taxes upon taxes. Those who smoke in my state now, they are not only are they just paying for the regular tax for the cigarette buying, but there's additional taxes on top of that. And now that tax is going to supplement school feeding and a lot of different programs. So we pay a lot of taxes here. Now, sending remittances to Liberia. Here's my thing. If the government is just saying that they want to charge $1 or even 1%, is still lower than the companies through which we are remitting. Right now, if we send money through let's say mobile money, for that person to go and pick up that money, they're paying 2% right now. Where is that 2% going? It's not going to the government. It's going to that remittance company. Even though we pay here to send it, they still pay the additional 2%. The government is not benefiting from that. And now here's the thing. If the government is saying for every $100 I send to Liberia, $99 will be given to a person, and I will pay $1 or whatever the amount is. I think it is good. The only problem I will have is what Sapolucia stated earlier. We don't see exactly what the money is doing for the people. We don't see it. Here in the US, I talk about all the taxation. We pay tax here, we pay tax here, we pay tax here. But when I get on the street, I don't worry that I'm going to jump in a pothole, that my tire is going to fall off. I don't worry that my kid's going to go to school tomorrow and then the school will be shut down because teachers did not get paid. I don't worry that my lawmakers are not lobby high enough to bring investment in my community. Right now, where I sit, Mr. Sapolucia, I travel less than 10 miles to get to my office, to get to work. I don't have to leave Douala to come all the way to Central Monrovia just to come to do one job that won't pay me for 5 months. You understand what I'm saying? So we don't see where the money is going. If the government is saying, look, let the people pay the taxes on the money, I have no problem with it. But let us see what the money is doing for the people. If you can define where that tax money is going to go, if it's going to go towards school, public school, let's see the result. If it's going towards infrastructure, maybe the airport, let's see the result. If that money is intended to finish that Rawafi Highway road, let us see the result. But if you can't show result, like Sapolucia was saying, I will have serious problem with that.
So you see, Sherry, you made some points that I would agree with when it comes to the taxation in America. and you kind of defeated your own argument for us paying tax to Liberia,
Okay.
right? Like the example you use with the cigarette, the government is trying to stop people from smoking cigarette,
Sure.
and that's why they double taxing them. Now we don't live in Liberia, okay? Now this is what I would think if the government read it. Like I said, they should be encouraging to make things easier for us. What the government of Liberia should be doing is establishing remittance offices of their own in Liberia so that we don't have to pay that extra money to go to somebody else. That's how a smart person would think. He say, you know what? Western Union, who owns Western Union? I don't know. Maybe somebody in Europe or some other places. Instead of because Western, let's say the guy who owns Western Union is in America, is an American. His people don't really need that service. But you, the Liberian government, your people need that service. So what you should be thinking is, let us create our own remittance or institution or company or whatever. So that instead of that 2% going to the guy who is already wealthy, it can come to the Liberian government. That's what a smart person would do. Not try to discourage us from sending money to Liberia. Right? That's one. That's point one. Point two, you can't tax me when I don't live in the country. I don't live in Liberia. So what am I benefiting? I'm improving your economy. And the very man who, now, I don't want to waste our time here, but this is what I would say. I would challenge the lawmakers and the people who are making the law. This is what I can challenge you to do. The classroom teacher, he gets paid the most that I heard. A classroom teacher get paid is $150. He doesn't get scratch card. He doesn't get gas coupon. He doesn't get none of those things. The lawmakers, I heard, if you take their numbers right, they're making $5,000 a month, which I know is not true. But let's take it at that face value. Their salary now is $5,000 a month. $5,000 a month is a lot of money for you to pay your own way to work, to buy your own car, to buy your own scratch card, to buy your own gas coupon, to transfer yourself anywhere. So let them take the other money that is take for gas coupon and all that other stuff. Let them take that money and invest it into, let's say, education. Then we in the United States will say, okay, we'll tackle healthcare. Any money we send it as remittance, any tax you want to put, if you want to, for me, I'm willing, like I said, I'm willing to do it. But if I can see all the cut they did for their benefits, and that money is being invested in education, I see LU being built good. I see all the MCSS school being built good, and I see students getting on the buses to go to school. I'm willing. You can even tell me, say, Emmanuel paid 15% on your remittance, I will pay. But until I can see that, I don't want no lawmaker telling me, say, give me money, give me 1 cent. I ain't even talking about $1, a penny. I don't want to pay it.
Okay, so Stephen, I'm so sorry, Mr. CEO. I know this is your show, but definitely I want to respond to what Mr. Sabalu just said, and then I want to bring our good friend Riverside in. Riverside is on the line right now. But here's what we're gonna do, right, Sabalu? I agree with you. You talk about you don't live in the country, so because of that, what does it benefit you? Yes, you don't live in the country, but my brother, most of the investment that you do in the country, you got organizations that you run in the country. And most of the investment that you run in the country, you run it because your interest is in the country. You have your properties, you have your things that you're doing in the country. I'm not putting everything out there, but you got interest in that particular country. So I promise you right now, it's a simple economics, supply and demand. I agree with you. The country does not have its own bureau that we can go through that said the Liberian Exchange Bureau that we can send our money through for our people to receive. So they lost that market already. So the Western Union, by the way, they are Colorado based. The people have so much money that they don't even know how to use it. They have actually given naming right to a basketball court here, So it's the Western Union Center. They have money that they don't know what to do with, but that money is still going to them. Walmart to get in the game, they say we'll do money grant, we'll do RIA. They're getting a cut. So everybody is getting their cut. And so Liberia is losing out on that money. I agree with you. It does not benefit you, but if it does not benefit you directly, but if the Liberian government can use that tax wisely, Sapalusia, you will be benefited one way or the other because the cousins and the brothers and the sisters are calling you every month and say, oh, our pa, we need school fee. Oh, our pa, we need this. They will have something to do on the ground that the burden is not going to be just on your shoulder. But because they have nothing doing and the tax money is not going anywhere, as a result, that burden is still on your shoulder. You're still paying Kawu school fee, you're still paying Water school fee, you're still paying everybody else school fee, and the organizations you have on the ground, you still got to bend elbow with some people, bribe them just to get your organization running to benefit Liberian people. So that's one way I see that benefit coming to you. Stephen, go ahead and now bring Riverside Pro in.
So again, I would just like to chime in on what Sapolosia said. Sapolosia, at this point, we probably may not have any control. Once they decide to push that button, they will push that button. So we will be stuck to whatever decision they make, right? And this is where I'm kind of advocating to Liberians to stand up for this one, because it's not fair to us. This government does not hold themselves accountable for anything. Money disappear, money get mismanaged. Everything, nobody hold themselves accountable. So when we put our money in our bank account, that already money can just go there, and Sherry told us the last time, somebody can just say this money was allocated to the military and nobody have to ask questions. How are we sure that our money will not get allocated to the military and then we can't ask questions about it?
National security. You know, I say, yeah, you're right. National security budget.
National security. So who are we going to hold accountable for this money? So my challenge to the Liberian Senate will be, the first thing, Liberian been complaining that you're making $15,000 a month. You're making more than the government, more than what the U.S. Senate make in the U.S. here. Let's bring our salary to the same level or even below the U.S. Senate, right? Let's start at that place. Let's cap our salary in Liberia for our senators at that level. Then you can bring us on the table and say, we made a sacrifice for y'all. Y'all cannot make this sacrifice for us. That's what I'm asking them to do. If they want, all of us be patriotic, right? When I send that money to my mom, I send that money to my sister, and they're taking that $1 from there, let them also be taking that cut from their salary to say, all right, since we are not equal to the value that the U.S. Senate provide, the Liberian people saying they will be okay with us even being on par within our salary is concerned. Right? They're not even providing the same value for their citizens as senators in the US are doing, but they are making more. Right? So what I'm saying now is, even we'll agree, even though you're not even at that same quality level as far as skill is concerned, we'll agree that you can make the same salary that the US senators are making, and we'll be okay with it, but just cut your current salary. And then once you cut that current salary, and we see it in the budget that based on the fact that the senators cut their salary, now the Liberian budget have been increased 10%, and we have that money will be allocated for teacher salary, for paying the janitors, for paying civil servant, then we can now have that discussion. And I would like to have that same debate with the ULA and all the other people that I said are involved in this discussion. Let's bring it to the community level and have this discussion. Go ahead, Rivers. You can bring Rivers Pro in.
Okay, RP, you online, brother. Go ahead.
Okay, hello guys. How you doing, man?
Not bad, not bad.
Yeah, man. I'm struggling to come on this thing. I saw the other place talking about $9.99 per month, 17. I said, yeah. So I'm now on my laptop. So but anyway, this is a great conversation. Remittances are a very crucial part of our society, especially for us who we got people back home heavily relying on it. But based on what Sapoli said, let me just run through. So quick. I know he said it doesn't, benefit, but I want to run through some little quick advantage. When you look at the advantage of remittance, let's look at poverty reduction. It does. You talk about nutrition. You talk about medical. Like people over there, they want treatment and other things. It's not easy. So you sending money over there, it is a great benefit. Yeah, it's not affecting you directly, but indirectly, somebody over there that you are, you're helping to reduce poverty when it comes to food and other things. And then we also look at, when you look at crisis stabilization, remittance is stabilized crisis. See, there was a flooding. So instead of straining the government, where we don't have that FEMA type, kind of organization in Liberia where they respond to emergency, thing here in the United States. So what you doing here? You sending money, say, for example, your parent house flooded and other things. Instead of putting a lot of strain on the government, whatsoever you send here, man, I know your bed got damaged, the living, the furniture thing got damaged, but it's okay. We'll get another one. We just pray for your life. So what you're doing there, you stabilize the crisis, because otherwise, the tension that it creates, people, even here in the United States, you guys know, respond to these emergency thing has been a problem, even from George Bush Town, that the government does not come in fast enough and other things. So, those are a lot of, some advantages of the importance of remittance. So my thing is, guys, I wouldn't really have problem with that, whatever percent, the 1%. Say, I think, let's say $50.
Lost the man. I love Rosa Pro. We'll get him back online, but we lost him there for a second.
Just
so, I want you to start addressing what he was saying, though.
Quickly, Sharif.
Okay, he's back. Go ahead.
So $50, let's say 1% of $50. How much is it, guys? 5 cents or how much? So let's look at. So one thing is, guys, I think that fund, instead of it going to government, like you regularly said, so they don't use it on things. Because remember, the remittance should be like a private fund. It shouldn't be for government use. So I will have the Office for Diaspora Affairs, which is very crucial. This is something we're not really pushing for. The Office or the Bureau of Diaspora Affairs would be a branch under the Foreign Ministry, which I think that's my proposal. I don't know if they already got it there. That money should go within their coffer. Because if we, the diaspora people, tomorrow want to do something, say we want to pay our mini clinic and other things, that fund, that 1%, I don't want to go into government. It is our money. We already pay the money here in the United States. So I'm going to pay tax to the government where there's no accountability, where up to now we don't even know, the budget of so many things going on. I don't want to get too political with it, but I would prefer that money going to the diaspora affair or account where we have it there, and we want to carry on some mini projects, and we want to build hand pumps or other things. We go into that diaspora fund, part of our remittance thing. We take it and use it. That's why that would be my proposal, instead of us sending it to the government, we and they will be going back and forth and asking them why are they with the money. Then our life will start ticking all that 1% you're sending here. I wasn't paying it. So exactly, that's what they would say. Yeah, how much you say yes? So how much you say yes so much? Yeah, so guys, if we have that money in our own diaspora thing, we have accountability. We have our website. We know how much is in there. We know the intended purpose, all those things. So that's my own proposal. Instead of it going to government, I wouldn't have a problem with the 1%. I don't think it's that much big of a deal. But we just want to know where it is going. We don't want them, because guys, before I go, they have their own budget. All these big budget they have, they are not even doing anything. The Ministry of Education, the people still, crying and everything. So you got your huh?
Go ahead.
Yeah. So you got your budget, Sheriff. You're not even using it, regularly. Then why should we trust you? But if I have my own account, the diaspora account, and the money goes there, God, I know how it is being used. So I think it should not be made up. It should not be sent to the government. It should be used. I'm in favor of the 1% or whatever that is, but I just want that money to be held by us, the diaspora. So in any future development, we can use it as part of our initiative. Thank you very much for having me, guys.
Thank you, RP. We appreciate it. Sabalucia, go ahead and address it. And
Steve, you got somebody.
You got somebody?
Yeah, no, Bota said he wanted to come on, so I was just telling him he can either call in or I send him the link on Messenger so he can join us live too. So if you wanted to join us live, it's fine. I send him the link. All you have to do is to permit your your audio and your camera. Don't be the River said pro with technology issue.
Somebody said, go ahead. Go ahead, address
Yes,
what
so
River was saying.
So a few points River says made. River said, first of all, when it says tax, it cannot be private. Right? You cannot say the government issued tax and you say must pay to a private person. That it doesn't work. That's the first place. So government will always control that money. That's one. The rest of diaspora affairs. But again, the diaspora affairs that they have is again along party line. It's not representative of the Liberians in the diaspora. It's along the you people who, when they come here, and those who attend their stuff, those are the people they appoint in the diaspora affairs office. So they are not reaching out to any of us. Now, again, I think we said it earlier. I think every one of us here agreed that we're not ready against paying tax to Liberia. We're not. However, we want accountability. Before I can start paying money to Liberia, the people who ask me to send that money to Liberia, they themselves should start taking the initiative to use the current money that they have. Let me see what that money is doing for the people.
Stephen, lower your echo.
I don't know who's doing that. That's not me.
That's Stephen, yeah.
Concession agreement, what has it done? Look, inside right now, I think if you guys look on my page, you see a few things about my hometown. Okay. This is something that happened overnight. And this from what we're hearing, there are some lawmakers involved. You go into the people town, you take their land, use your influence, and take their huge amount of land, and you lease it out to Chinese company. No benefit to the town people. So until we can start seeing these measures benefit the people of those districts and towns, I can't send a penny. I'm saying it. I really mean it. A penny. I don't want to send extra of what I'm sending unless I see direct. They don't tell me, and not by saying, because they always say, "Oh, I come out this, I come out that." We saw it on a previous administration. They said they cut their salary, but their budget went up. I mean, I don't know how that works. I know about science student. I'm a mathematician. When you cut your salary, your budget don't go up. Your budgets will come down. You can't cut incentives and the money to account. You add more. That's a lie to us. So until we can see these things really happening, where the lawmaker cut their scratch card, that's scratch card money. Then they say, okay, we're going to take the scratch card money and put it to this place, and we see it coming out. The gas coupon, we see that money come and it goes to a certain place. Their transportation, because the guy, let me tell you, like people who don't understand, your lawmaker are receiving fuel money, they're receiving lubricant money, they're receiving maintenance money, they're receiving generator money, they're receiving rent rent. They call it rent for their houses, even though they're not renting a house, but you're getting rent money. They're getting all they got domestic travel. They got about 2 different domestic travel. Then they got transportation. These are all money that are there. So let them take all those money and divert it to programs in Liberia that will develop the Liberian system. When I see this measure taking place and you see this development, then when you ask me to, like, again, if you tell me pay $20 every month to Liberia, $50 every month to Liberia, I'll be willing to do it. But until these things can happen, do not ask me to send you a dime. Do not ask me to send you 1 cent extra from what I'm doing for Liberian people already.
So,
but go ahead, Stephen.
What I'm hearing is you are highly patriotic. I want to thank you for that. But the way things work in our world, the people that hold power are the ones that switch the wine and put it in whatever direction they want. So what will happen if the Liberian government decides to carry this through? What can you do about it? Will you stop sending money? What other means do you have to send money? You understand? So you are at a loss at that point. So it behooves us in the diaspora to come together on this, right? To actually sit down and reach out to this, even Darius DeLon, who is the lead of this, and say, who are the people that you talk to that agree for this to come in? Let's have town hall with you on a call like this, where people really ask you questions on what you guys are doing as patriotic citizens too. If you're asking other Liberians to be patriotic, what is your contribution to this patriotism you are forcing other people to do? You know, and let them answer that question as well. And then to the Liberian people, I will say you have to start asking your senators to be accountable for what they promise to do for you, because we elect them, we don't hold them accountable. The next election comes, and then they do the same thing and get elected. So I think it's time we all start stepping up. And, you know, for some reason, if you guys have noticed, I step away from community stuff. But after visiting Liberia and coming back, I realize it's a mistake that I'm making, because if we sit down, we that know things are supposed to change, if we sit down and wait for that change to come, it's never going to come. So I'm back, and I'm going to be stepping up a little bigger, and you guys will be, there's more to come. You haven't seen nothing yet. I'll let you go ahead, Sharif.
No, no. I mean, I like the point that Sapalucia made. The fact that we are not objecting to the one, we already paying our fair share of tax. If when I go and sit on my computer here to send out mobile money or whatever, when I push that button, they're charging me, depending on how much I'm sending. Sometimes it's $10, sometimes it's $5, sometimes depending how much they already charging me, and that money is going to the mobile company. It's not going towards the government Liberia. And then when you send it now to Liberia again, then that person are going to receive that money. They pay another 2%. So we already pay anything. So if the government is saying we should pay the 1% or whatever, or $1, they have a fixed amount that we pay, it will be beneficial. Yeah, I think if anybody listening to people who make decisions in the country, I think going by the point that Sapolisa was making, I think that's a brilliant idea. The government, you set up your own bureau, and you have all of these different. You don't change the infrastructure. You already have a system that is working. The mobile money system is working great. Myself, I benefited from it when I was in Liberia. I sent money to myself because I got a mobile money account set up. So I just use my bank account and say, "Oh, I'm broke. Let me send something from my account to myself," and I did it. So it is working. The system is working. But what you can do, you can bring those people under you, and just use that same infrastructure, set up your own bureau, and be able to do this particular thing. And by so doing, you have that extra income. Or even if you work with, instead of adding a new amount, let's say you go to the infrastructure you have now, the mobile money companies, and say, Orange, Lone Star, we are going to do this together. Now, from every tax, I know those companies pay taxes to the government, but then they say, look, from every remittance you make, certain portion of that, it comes to the government of Liberia. You could still work it. I mean, there are different ways to actually do this. Different ways to actually do this instead of regrouping and trying to reinvent the wheel. I mean, the system is already in place.
But Sharif, the fact that this guy is going to take up his time to draw a bill, that's why it's troubling that you sit in a country where people are so. This is a man, and I met Darius Dillon a few years ago. I asked him, I said, look, we got talking, invited him to one of our programs. I said, look, I have a handicap that doesn't have handicap accessibility to the schools that he go to. You as a lawmaker, what are you guys doing? You're from Maserado. This child is in Maserado. Are you guys trying to put a bill in at least so that your hospitals or government institutions can have a way for handicap to have access to those places? Up to now, he said, oh yeah, we're going to think about it. He have not thought about it. But the only reason he's talking about this is because he feels that when it comes to a place, you will have some money that will go in his pocket, even though you're already getting the amount of money that he doesn't even need in Liberia. And that's the problem. What is the priority of our people? When you are elected, it is no longer about you. In fact, to be a leader, that's one thing, and that's why I keep saying these are not leaders that we have in Liberia and in most places. The word leader is for you to be ahead of people. That's why it says lead, and then people follow you. Now, it is no longer about you. It's about the people that are following you. Sure. Anything you do now should be about those that are following you. But when they get there, they think they are gods. So they don't care about the people. Everything is about me. I mean, too much of greed. Let him. He's in Maserado County. It's one of the most popular county in the country. Let him put bills that will really shine light on the very house he's in. He was one of those, I can remember back, he was talking about how the legislature should be transparent. Since he got it, the light is not. I'm telling you. So he stopped after the post put grease around his mouth. He stopped preaching the light gone off. And now they are doing the same thing. Look, again, none of us here are saying, again, it doesn't matter whether it's $1, it's $10. But the fact that you're not already managing what you have, you're misusing it. And almost Oh, and I can almost guarantee you that almost all of the guys that are in the legislature right now, and almost everybody that's serving in ministerial position, deputy ministerial position, and even some of the assistant, most of them are children are out of the country. They are outsourcing education, outsourcing healthcare, outsourcing everything, taking money from the country and sending it to the other country. But then you're asking those who are patriotic to the country and loyal to the country to give you dollar when you're taking thousands and hundreds of thousands of Liberians and sending it out. Those are the things I think for some of us. It's not that the money is too much. No, it's the principle that is behind it.
And I think this is where leadership actually, these are the moments where leadership actually make or break themselves, right? Because at this particular moment, you have some strong organizations here, like you were talking about the Office of the Diaspora through EULA. You have all of these different organizations. This is one of those moments that organizations should be able to stand up. And I would just reference this. When it came to the dual citizenship thing, the organization here, they did very well. When I say the organization, the office, they did well. They were on top of it. They stayed the course, and they did everything until they were able to achieve the result that we all enjoy today. And so I give them kudos for that. This is one of those moments. This is one of those moments because you are asking the people, look, if we all decide today, Sabalucia, we all decide today, and Stephen, we all decide today, even though we got our loved ones, we got our brothers, we got our businesses, we got things we're doing. But if we all decide, just say 1 year or 6 months, we are not going to send $2 to Liberia. Bro, you think the country is hard? You think the country is hard? You will see. Look, and I'm not saying we should, but I'm just saying if we decided that 6 months from now to December 31st, we are not getting $2 to the country, you will see people rioting in the street, and they will be on the tail of government officials. They will put fire behind them. Because if you're not getting anything from us, you're not, my man, the economy of that country, when we talk about the GDP of the country, look at all of that. See what portion of the money from the diaspora actually contribute to Liberia to the economy of Liberia. It's the money from the diaspora that actually helping businesses. I know. I mean, I saw some Facebook posts where people are talking about Liberians do not own businesses. Most of the businesses in the country, they are owned by foreigners. That is true. But the ones that are owned by Liberians are Liberians in the diaspora. Not the Liberians over there. The everyday Liberians over there, they can say that little kisar gravy, and I'm not making light of the situation because of the financial power. They don't have it. Some of them want to be traveling to go Guinea, go different places and buy goods. I know one person that goes to Guinea and buy her goods and bring it back and sell it right down to Waterside. We'll talk about that place where she said that place that just make her sick, but she have to sit there. She travel and goes to Guinea and buy her goods. But not every Liberian, most businesses that are owned by Liberian, either they are sponsored by Diaspora Liberian or they are owned by retired Liberians that move back to Liberia, or they are owned by Liberians in the diaspora and they have their families running it.
So, gentlemen, I think we are all on the same accord here, right? And I want us to, we got 5 minutes left, right? Let's bring this to a close and see how best it can be done. What can we suggest to our beautiful government, like Trump always said, right? For them to put something in place to really care for the diaspora Liberians. What are some of the things, before you start taxing us again, what are some of the things they can really do for all of us to collaborate as patriotic Liberians to make this country work better for us? Where will you start, Sherry? If you have,
I'll give the sample. My thing here is, look, we have voice. You know, the same way people can say Congress have the wallet or have the purse. Liberians in the diaspora, we have a deep voice. Most politicians in our country, they rely on diaspora Liberians to actually fund their campaigns. That is why they're quick to send them and give them a position when they take office. Wakao, Elio, Wiao, they got diaspora Liberians that actually sponsor their campaigns. We have voice. If we decide not to send our $2 to that country, the country will creep. I mean, it will start crawling. The country will crawl. So me, I have no proposal at this point in time to say I want to see this and this and this. The only thing I would say in that particular proposal that Darius Dillon and his group putting together, what I would love to see, I would love to see a clear definition, a clause in that particular bill that tells me what that money is intended for and what sector of the Liberian government that new tax is going to go to. If I can see that, then I know how to hold your foot to the fire if you use my money wrongly. But until then, I don't feel comfortable paying the tax. I have to see. If you tell me pay cigarette tax, I don't smoke. But if you tell pay cigarette tax in America, I know you already told me where that money is going. It's going to help mental health. That's my field. That's where I work. It's going to go help with school feeding. Oh yes, I will take it because one way or the other, I am benefiting from that tax. But if Liberia government cannot tell me where that new tax is going to go, I feel very uncomfortable with it.
All right. Sapolosi, so before you go respond to what I said, you wrote a very beautiful article on this. I glanced over that article. Just pour your heart to the audience. Maybe I'll let you just wrap up the show with that article you wrote and kind of tell us why you think this is wrong for the Liberian people, and based on your article you wrote.
So somebody got echo in the back.
Yeah, I can mute. I think it's me. But Sherry, if you got anything else to add before Sapolosi?
No, I'm good. I'm good. I'm done.
Sapolosi, I will let you close us and go ahead.
Yeah, so my article was intended to draw attention to in my opinion, the article or the bill that Darius Dillon put out. And I think Liberians in the diaspora, we all want Liberia to be better. We want Liberia to become this shining city on the hill. Unfortunately for us, it's not working, especially post-war Liberia. They're working in the country to teach us a lesson. Unfortunately, we have not learned, and we are not learning. It is a good thing for you to ask the diaspora Liberians to contribute to that country. We are already doing it, but we don't need a mandate from people who are not doing what they're supposed to do for their people. Okay? You have not put a law in place to lower the access or to create access for people in the national port of entry, which is the NPA, the free port. Things have gotten tougher and tougher and tougher in the country. Because of that, people have to go to Guinea, or people got to send their stuff to Guinea and neighboring countries before they can bring it back in Liberia. Those are places Mr. Darius Dillon and other lawmakers who are thinking about putting tax on us, those are places you should tackle first. Okay, my article is already out there. I'm not going to sit here and read it. I put it on Facebook and put it on other places, and people should go and read it. But Liberia deserves better than what we are doing now. Our lawmakers should be serving their people. When you are elected, it's not to go in the Capitol building, work 3 days a week, less than 10 hours a week, and then just put noise together and get people talking. It is not time for us to sit and argue about the development of our country. If the lawmakers are serious, and Steve, when you ask me what do we do, the first thing we should do is be intentional. And I'm not going to say it's one-sided. We, the diaspora Liberians, I think we should have one voice when we're addressing anything, irrespective of political affiliation. Those are the first places we will start from. The diaspora Liberians, in my opinion, are also letting the people down. Because when it comes to these critical issues, we are divided. People think it doesn't matter, right? If we have a diaspora affairs office, who have they reached out to? I bet if I call Dallas leadership, they will say, "Oh, I have not heard from those people." If I call because I know I'm here in Houston, I'm in the leadership in Houston here. I have not heard from the diaspora affairs people. Houston is the 3rd or 4th largest city in the country, depending on who you ask. And there's a huge Liberian population here. We have not heard about these things. The diaspora affairs office is only located to a certain place that are more attractive to the politicians of Liberia. That is on the East Coast, Rhode Island, maybe Minnesota, and Philadelphia, mostly. That is not the diaspora Liberians. We need to have a consolidation of Liberians in the diaspora. Let us sit and discuss genuine developmental strategy and plans for our country. If we're going to make decisions on paying taxes, what do we stand to benefit? Those are all questions that will be asked. If I'm going to be paying tax to Liberia, what do I stand to benefit? Am I going to be allowed to vote? Am I going to have a voice in decision making? Those are questions we in the diaspora will be asking. And if we are sending these resources to Liberia, how is it going to be used? And honestly, you can judge people or result by their past actions. If we look at the way money is being used in the country, in my opinion, from my observation, it does not benefit the common people. So how sure am I if I'm paying this money, goes in government cover, who's going to hold it accountable? In the last 20 years, no investigation have been resolved. Every one of them just continue to be pending from early justice to the time. It can come to corruption, it can to a high or level death, or whatever circumstances. They are all under investigation. Nobody can comment on it because it's a problem. 20 years. Corruption is still under investigation. High profile death cases still under investigation. So if we put this money, as my brother Sharif is saying, we'll know who feet is going to hold the fire. Nobody, because the government is not answerable to its citizens. Because they are not answerable to their citizens, it is difficult to trust them. It doesn't matter whether it is a penny or a dollar. You cannot trust somebody who cannot answer to you. So Liberians, look, it is not only upon us, the people in the diaspora. You in Liberia are going to suffer as well. Because if Liberians say, look, I'm not sending money to Liberia because I'm being charged extra money, you are going to suffer. So do not allow it to happen before you start taking action. Now it is time for Liberians to stand up. Raise your voices. Let your lawmakers make laws that will benefit you directly, not just their pockets. We have a problem in the port. People want to send things to Liberia. But you send $5,000 car, they will expect you to pay almost $20,000 to release that car from the port. It does not make sense. That is stopping people from sending things to your country. Let us tackle the issues that are affecting our people immediately. First, healthcare is not accessible to a lot of people. Good education is not accessible. In my hometown, the school there has not been renovated for more than 40 years. Road network. I know they say they're building road, they got yellow machine. But how many people benefited from that? Those are things we should start tackling first before we start bringing noise. Liberians, let us wake up. Our country needs development. Before you can ask people for money, hold yourself accountable. Let us start putting burdens on people that don't need it. If Liberia is really serious to approach the diaspora Liberians, let us have a conversation. Let us talk. Let us design strategy, developmental strategies that we can put in place to steer us in the right direction. We got brains out here. Get those brains to work. That's what Ghana is doing. And other African countries, Rwanda and other countries are doing, and their countries is developing. What are we doing? Let us focus on what can benefit our citizens, not what can bring division. Because this particular topic is going to bring division among Liberians. And if it is bringing division, that means it is a problem. Mr. Dillon, I know you are a smart person. Think about what is beneficial to the people in Montserrat County. Again, I talk about the port because it's very essential to the economy. When I was growing up in our area, it was called the gateway to Liberia economy. Today, it's the stumbling block to Liberia economy. So let us make it a gateway again. And then you can start talking about taxing us when we see you making good money or using the money in the right direction. The tax we pay here in America, we see the work of it. The road network, we see it always damaged. Every time we come back with the same noise. So with that, Liberians, I want to say, let us stand up for what is right. Let us focus on things that will unite us, not laws that will divide us. I can tell you that bill, if it becomes a law, is going to divide Liberians. And you're going to stop some people from sending money to Liberia. With that, I want to say thank you for tuning in. God bless you and have a wonderful weekend.
gentlemen.